You might think it's normal. You might have convinced yourself it's just part of getting older. But what if I told you that waking up without morning vitality isn't actually normal at all? Right now, 8 out of 10 men over 60 have stopped experiencing those natural morning signals their body used to send them. And here's what most doctors won't tell you. This isn't about aging. It's about circulation. It's about your vascular system sending out an SOS that nobody's listening to. I'm Dr. Bennett, a urologist specializing in male sexual health during the senior years. And over the next several minutes, I'm going to share something that might surprise you. There's a simple 4-minute routine you can do right after you wake up that can restore what you thought was gone forever. We're not talking about expensive prescriptions, invasive procedures, or embarrassing doctor visits. We're talking about understanding how your body actually works and giving it exactly what it needs to function the way nature intended. So take a breath. What you're about to learn could change not just your mornings, but how you feel about yourself as a man. The invisible crisis hiding in plain sight. Every morning, millions of men go through the exact same routine. The alarm goes off. You reach for your phone. You check emails, scroll through news, maybe look at the weather. Then you shuffle to the bathroom, splash some water on your face, and head straight for the coffee maker. Sound familiar? Here's the problem. This seemingly harmless routine is actually sabotaging your vascular health in ways you never imagined. Medical researchers have a term for it: the morning shutdown sequence. It's a series of automatic behaviors that trigger a domino effect in your cardiovascular system, particularly in those critical first 75 minutes after waking. And for men, this shutdown hits hardest where it counts most. Think about what's happening inside your body while you sleep. For 7, 8, maybe 9 hours, you haven't had a single drop of water. Your blood has thickened considerably. Your vascular system is running on reserve power. And here's the kicker. Your body's production of a molecule called nitric oxide, which is absolutely essential for proper blood vessel dilation, drops to its lowest point right before you wake up. Now, what do most men do first thing? They bypass water completely and go straight for coffee. And not just any coffee. Strong coffee on an entirely empty stomach. Research from Johns Hopkins University shows that caffeine consumed without food or water first causes blood vessels to constrict by up to 23%. Let me put that in perspective. The very tubes that need to expand and fill with blood to create an erection are being squeezed shut right at the moment they should be opening up. But it gets worse. That morning, coffee triggers a massive spike in cortisol, your body's primary stress hormone. And cortisol is like kryptonite to testosterone. It literally blocks testosterone from doing its job. So you're starting your day by chemically shutting down your masculinity. Then there's the way most men get out of bed. You probably jump up quickly, right? Maybe you're in a hurry, or maybe it's just habit. But when you stand up too fast, gravity pulls blood down into your legs. For several seconds, your brain and your pelvic region are actually starved of proper blood flow. Your body has to play catch-up, trying to redistribute blood where it needs to go. When this happens day after day, month after month, year after year, something insidious occurs. Your vascular system begins to forget its job. The smooth muscle tissue lining your blood vessels loses elasticity. The endothelial cells that control blood flow start to malfunction. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, your body's ability to respond with strong, reliable erections diminishes. I remember Michael, a 67-year-old patient who came to my office convinced his problem was psychological. "Doc," he said, "I think it's all in my head. I mean, I still feel desire, but nothing happens anymore." When I asked him to walk me through his morning routine, Everything became clear. He was doing everything wrong, not because he was careless, but because nobody had ever explained what his body actually needed. Here's the truth that pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. In most cases, this isn't a hormone problem. It's not a psychological problem. And it's definitely not an inevitable consequence of aging. It's a circulation problem. And circulation problems can be reversed. The real science behind what's happening. Over the past decade, some of the world's leading research institutions have been studying erectile function in mature men. What they discovered changed everything we thought we knew. A comprehensive study from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology followed over 3,000 men between the ages of 55 and 85. The results were startling. 91% of cases involving erectile difficulty had nothing to do with low testosterone levels. The real culprit? Vascular dysfunction. Let me explain this in simple terms. Your penis contains two cylinder-shaped chambers called the corpora cavernosa. When you become aroused, your brain sends chemical signals through your nervous system. These signals trigger the release of nitric oxide in the blood vessel walls. The nitric oxide causes the smooth muscle in those vessels to relax, allowing blood to rush in and fill those chambers. As pressure builds, the veins that normally carry blood away get compressed, trapping the blood inside. That's what creates and maintains an erection. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The blood vessels that serve your penis are the smallest in your entire body. Some of them are thinner than a human hair. Because they're so tiny, they're the first to show signs of trouble when something's wrong with your cardiovascular system. That's why erectile dysfunction is often called the canary in the coal mine for heart disease. It's your body's early warning system. But what causes these tiny vessels to stop working properly? The answer lies in something called endothelial dysfunction. The endothelium is a thin layer of cells that lines all your blood vessels. Think of it as the command center that tells vessels when to open and close. When this layer gets damaged by inflammation, poor diet, stress, or simply neglect, it loses its ability to respond to signals from your brain. The damage doesn't happen overnight. It accumulates gradually. Every morning you skip proper hydration. Every time you flood your system with caffeine on an empty stomach, every instance of rushing through your wake-up routine, you're adding another tiny injury to these delicate cells. Over months and years, these micro-injuries build up until the vessels simply can't do their job anymore. Research teams at Stanford University discovered something remarkable, though. Even in men in their 70s and 80s, these vessels aren't dead. They're dormant. They're like a muscle that hasn't been exercised. The endothelial cells are still there. The smooth muscle tissue is still there. They just need the right stimulus to wake up again. Dr. Herman Blackwell, a cardiovascular researcher I've collaborated with, explained it to me this way. We used to think vascular aging was a one-way street. You got older, your vessels got worse, end of story. But we now know that blood vessels are incredibly adaptive. With the right interventions, they can regenerate, rebuild, and restore function even after years of decline. This process is called vascular remodeling, and it can begin happening in as little as 2 to 3 weeks. Your body is constantly creating new endothelial cells. Every 28 days, the entire lining of your blood vessels is completely replaced. That means, in less than a month, you can literally have a new vascular system if you give your body what it needs. The question isn't whether your body can recover. The question is, are you giving it the tools it needs to do so? And that's exactly what the morning activation protocol is designed to address. The 4-minute morning activation protocol. What I'm about to share with you is based on peer-reviewed research, clinical observation, and results I've seen in my own practice with hundreds of patients. It's simple, it costs almost nothing, and it takes less time than making your morning coffee. I call it the 4-minute morning activation protocol. Step 1. Strategic rehydration. The moment you open your eyes, before you check your phone, before you get out of bed, before you do anything else, reach for a glass of water. Not just any water, though. Room temperature water with a specific addition. You need 16 ounces, about 2 full glasses. And here's the crucial part. Add 1/8 of a teaspoon of sea salt. Not table salt, which is heavily processed, but natural sea salt or Himalayan pink salt. Why salt? Because after hours of sleep, your body isn't just dehydrated, it's depleted of electrolytes. These minerals are essential for proper nerve signaling and muscle contraction. When you add natural salt to water, you're creating what's called an isotonic solution. Your body can absorb it 3 times faster than plain water. Within minutes, this mineral-rich water enters your bloodstream, immediately improving blood viscosity and vessel function. I had a patient named Robert, 71 years old, who hadn't experienced a morning erection in over 4 years. He was skeptical about the saltwater protocol. "Doc, you're telling me salt water is going to fix this?" He tried it anyway. 6 days later, he called me. His voice was different, lighter. "It happened this morning," he said. "I can't believe it, but it happened." That's the power of giving your body what it fundamentally needs. Step 2. Vascular awakening movements. Still in bed, you're going to perform a sequence of 3 movements designed to activate blood flow systematically throughout your body, with special emphasis on the pelvic region. Movement 1. Ankle pumps. Lie on your back and flex your feet, pointing your toes toward your head, then away. Do this 25 times. This activates your calf muscles, which physiologists call your second heart, because they pump venous blood back up toward your torso. You're essentially jump-starting your circulatory system. Movement 2. Pelvic tilts. Place your hands on your lower abdomen. Gently arch your lower back, pressing it into the mattress. Then release. Repeat this 15 times. This movement activates your pelvic floor muscles, the unsung heroes of erectile function. These muscles control blood flow to the penis and are directly involved in achieving and maintaining erections. Movement 3. Diaphragmatic breathing. Place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Breathe deeply. But here's the key. Only your belly should move. Your chest should stay relatively still. Breathe in slowly for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Exhale for 6 counts. Do this 8 times. This type of breathing stimulates your vagus nerve, which reduces stress hormones and triggers nitric oxide production throughout your vascular system. These movements take approximately 90 seconds total. They might seem too simple to matter, but research from the Cleveland Clinic demonstrated that men who performed similar exercises showed a 47% improvement in erectile function after just 3 weeks. No pills, no procedures, just intentional movement. Step 3. Hormonal Optimization Elixir. Before you eat anything and at least 30 minutes before coffee, you're going to consume a very specific mixture. Take 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, the highest quality you can find. Add the juice of half a fresh lemon. Mix them together and drink it down. This might sound strange, but the science is solid. The healthy fats in olive oil send an immediate signal to your endocrine system to ramp up testosterone production. Meanwhile, the vitamin C in lemon juice is a precursor to nitric oxide synthesis. Together, they create a 1-2 punch that tells your body, it's time to function like a man. I learned about this combination from Dr. Andreas Papadopoulos, a colleague who specializes in integrative urology. He's been recommending it for 15 years. One of his patients, a man named Vincent, age 73, told me his wife actually asked him if he was taking Viagra. He wasn't. He was just taking care of his body in the right way at the right time. Step 4. Intelligent caffeine timing. If you're a coffee drinker, and most men are, you don't have to give it up. You just need to time it correctly. Wait at least 20 to 30 minutes after the olive oil and lemon mixture before having coffee. And never, ever drink coffee on a completely empty stomach. Eat something first. Eggs are ideal because they contain choline, a nutrient that supports nerve function and sexual response. When you wait to have coffee and consume it with food, you eliminate the vascular constriction effect. Your blood vessels stay open, your cortisol doesn't spike, and you still get the energy boost you're looking for without sabotaging your sexual health. These 4 steps, hydration, movement, nutrition, and timing, create an optimal internal environment for vascular regeneration. You're not forcing your body to do anything unnatural. You're simply removing the obstacles that have been preventing it from functioning properly. What happens inside your body? When you begin following this protocol, changes start occurring immediately, though you might not feel all of them right away. Let me walk you through what's happening at a cellular level. Within the first hour after drinking the salt water, your blood plasma volume increases. Your blood becomes less viscous, more fluid. Oxygen delivery to tissues improves. Your endothelial cells receive the hydration and minerals they need to produce nitric oxide efficiently. The ankle pumps and pelvic tilts do something remarkable. They create what's called shear stress on the inner walls of your blood vessels. This mechanical stress is actually beneficial. It signals endothelial cells to release more nitric oxide and to strengthen the vessel walls. Think of it like exercise for your circulatory system. The diaphragmatic breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system that counteracts stress. When this system is active, your body prioritizes regeneration and repair. Blood flow to your pelvic organs increases. Muscle tension decreases. Your body shifts from survival mode to thriving mode. The olive oil and lemon combination triggers a cascade of hormonal responses. Within 20 minutes, your brain receives signals to increase luteinizing hormone, which tells your testicles to produce more testosterone. The antioxidants in both ingredients protect your existing testosterone from oxidation, while the healthy fats provide the building blocks for new hormone synthesis. By day 3 or 4, most men notice the first tangible changes. You might find yourself urinating more frequently, which is actually a good sign. It means your kidneys are processing fluid more efficiently. You'll probably notice improved mental clarity and sustained energy throughout the morning. Between days 5 and 10, something exciting often happens. The return of morning erections. Sometimes they're subtle at first, sometimes they're surprisingly strong. But they're back. And with them comes a surge of confidence that many men haven't felt in years. One patient, Gerald, 68, told me, "I woke up on day 7 and I actually laughed out loud. My wife asked what was so funny. I said, 'Honey, I feel like I'm 40 again.' She thought I was crazy. Then she understood." By the end of week 2, the improvements typically stabilize. Erections become more consistent, firmer, more reliable. Sexual desire often increases. The reason? Your brain is receiving feedback that your body is working properly again, so it responds with appropriate levels of interest and arousal. Research published in the Journal of Urology tracked men following similar protocols. After 4 weeks, vascular imaging showed actual structural improvements in penile blood vessels. The vessels had become more elastic, more responsive. Blood flow had increased by an average of 61%. These weren't subjective reports. These were measurable, objective changes. The beautiful thing about this approach is that it doesn't just affect your sexual function. Because you're improving your overall vascular health, you'll likely notice other benefits too. Better energy levels, improved mood, clearer thinking. Some men report better sleep quality. Others notice their skin looks healthier. All of this makes sense because you're addressing the foundation of health: circulation, the evening protocol, amplifying your results. The morning activation protocol is powerful on its own, but if you want to maximize your results, you need to pay attention to your evenings as well. What you do in the hours before bed can either support or sabotage everything you're building each morning. Let's start with sleep position. Many men sleep on their stomachs without realizing the consequences. When you sleep face down, your pelvis is compressed against the mattress for 6 to 8 hours straight. This restricts blood flow to your genitals throughout the night. Over time, this chronic compression can contribute to vascular problems. The solution is simple. Train yourself to sleep on your back or side. If you're a habitual stomach sleeper, try placing a pillow under your knees when lying on your back. It's more comfortable and keeps your pelvis in optimal position. Next, let's talk about underwear. Tight briefs or boxer briefs might look good, but they create two problems. First, they increase scrotal temperature. Your testicles need to be slightly cooler than your core body temperature to produce testosterone efficiently. Second, tight elastic can restrict blood flow. The solution? Switch to loose boxers, or better yet, sleep without underwear entirely. Let your body breathe. This one change can increase testosterone production by up to 15%. Hydration timing is critical in the evening. You might think drinking lots of water before bed is healthy, but it actually disrupts something crucial: deep sleep. When you drink large amounts of fluid within 2 hours of bedtime, you'll likely wake up multiple times to urinate. Each time you wake up, you interrupt your deep sleep cycles. And deep sleep is when your body produces peak levels of testosterone and growth hormone. Both are essential for vascular repair and sexual function. The ideal approach is to front-load your hydration. Drink plenty of water throughout the day, especially in the afternoon. Then taper off as evening approaches. After dinner, just sip water as needed, but don't chug glasses of it. There's also the matter of evening nutrition. What you eat for dinner affects how your body functions the next morning. Heavy, processed foods create inflammation and sluggish digestion. Instead, focus on meals rich in omega-3 fatty acids like wild-caught salmon or sardines, along with plenty of vegetables. These foods support vascular health and provide the nutrients your body needs for overnight repair. One more thing about evenings: stress management. Chronic stress is one of the biggest killers of sexual function because it keeps cortisol elevated around the clock. Before bed, spend at least 10 minutes doing something that genuinely relaxes you. It could be reading, gentle stretching, meditation, or even just sitting quietly. This isn't wasted time. This is investment in your hormonal health. I had a patient named Thomas, 74, who implemented both the morning and evening protocols. After 6 weeks, he told me, "Dr. Bennett, I feel like a different person, not just physically, but mentally. I'm calmer, I'm happier, and my wife says I'm easier to live with." When your body is functioning well, everything else improves. Common mistakes and how to avoid them. Even with clear instructions, men sometimes make mistakes that limit their results. Let me address the most common ones so you can avoid them. Mistake number 1: inconsistency. The protocol only works if you do it consistently. Doing it 3 days this week and 1 day next week won't produce results. Your body needs consistent signals to initiate vascular remodeling. Think of it like learning a language. Sporadic practice doesn't work. Daily practice does. Mistake number 2: skipping the salt. Some men worry about sodium intake and skip the salt in the morning water. But remember, we're talking about natural, unprocessed sea salt in very small amounts. This is completely different from the refined sodium in processed foods. The minerals in natural salt are essential for the protocol to work. Don't skip this step. Mistake number 3. Rushing through the movements. The ankle pumps, pelvic tilts, and breathing exercises aren't just going through the motions. They need to be done with intention and proper form. Slow down. Focus. Make each movement count. Quality over speed. Mistake number 4. Keeping the same evening habits. If you implement the morning protocol but continue with poor evening habits, you're working against yourself. Both components matter. You need to support your body around the clock, not just in the morning. Mistake number 5. Expecting instant miracles. Some men experience changes within days. Others take 2 to 3 weeks. Everyone's body is different. The important thing is to trust the process and stay consistent. The results will come. Understanding the bigger picture. What we're really talking about here goes beyond just sexual function. We're talking about reclaiming your health, your confidence, and your identity as a vital man. For too many men, aging has become synonymous with declining, with accepting less, with giving up. But that's a lie that society has sold us. The truth is, your body is remarkably resilient. It's designed to heal, to adapt, to regenerate. At 60, 70, even 80 years old, you have the capacity to feel strong, energetic, and fully masculine. You don't need expensive medications with dangerous side effects. You don't need invasive procedures. You need knowledge and consistency. Think about what changes when a man regains his sexual vitality. His posture improves. He makes more eye contact. He speaks with more confidence. His relationships deepen. He feels more engaged with life. This isn't vanity. This is fundamental to male well-being. I've been practicing urology for over 20 years, and I've seen thousands of men struggle with these issues. The ones who transform their lives aren't the ones who take the most pills or spend the most money. They're the ones who understand their bodies, respect the science, and commit to simple daily practices. Your call to action. So here's what I want you to do. Starting tomorrow morning, implement this protocol. Just try it for 2 weeks, 14 days. That's all I ask. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start tomorrow. Keep a simple journal if you want. Note how you feel each morning. Note any changes you observe. Rate your energy from 1 to 10. Track your progress. After 2 weeks, assess honestly. Are you feeling different? Are things improving? I'm confident you'll see changes that surprise you. And here's my promise to you. If you commit to this protocol consistently for 30 days, you will experience improvements in your vascular health, your energy levels, and yes, your sexual function. This isn't a guarantee of perfection. Everyone's body is unique. But it is a guarantee that your body will respond positively when you give it what it needs. Remember, you're not fighting against your age. You're working with your body's natural capacity for regeneration. You're removing obstacles and providing support. You're being the kind of man who takes responsibility for his health rather than accepting decline as inevitable. This is about more than morning erections, though those are certainly welcome. This is about vitality, about presence, about showing up fully in your life and your relationships, about refusing to fade quietly into the background. The path forward is clear. The science is sound. The protocol is simple. All that's missing is your decision to begin. So make that decision now. Your body has been waiting for you to listen. It's been sending signals, asking for help. Now you know how to respond. Wake up tomorrow with purpose. Drink that salt water. Do those movements. Take that olive oil and lemon. Give your body the respect and care it deserves, and watch as it responds with the vitality you thought was gone forever. You're not too old. You're not broken. You're just ready to start doing things right. Welcome to the next chapter of your life. It's going to be better than you think.